The Monday after Cody's death, a police officer drops Natasha off in front of the school.
Thank you for the ride.
Natasha!
As the cop car glides away, Natasha turns to see Lucas and the rest hurrying toward her.
Hey, everyone. Are you okay?
What happened after the party?
Is it true they found Cody dead? At your house?
Natasha shudders, mind flashing back to Saturday night, the sight of Cody's body through her bedroom window.
It's true. Lucas dropped me home from the party on Saturday, and Cody was in my tree, dead. And the worst part is, I saw a vision of Cody's death before finding his body.
You what? Mr. Red showed you how he killed Cody?
Yeah.
Natasha explains to the group how Cody died and what Mr. Red did to him, their faces completely turning pale.
Holy crap.
Does your mom know?
Yeah. Mom's freaking out. She's trying to find a flight back, but I guess the weather over there is really bad.
Are you a suspect? Because my dad wouldn't tell me anything.
I'm not a suspect. The cops said. They said exactly what I saw. Based on his wounds, that Cody fell down into the tree.
He got caught by surprise and slipped to his death.
But why was he over there in the first place?
He did say he wanted to teach me a lesson. I think he was gonna break in to hurt me.
He did threaten you, but I didn't think he would actually come for you. Damn it! I should have known better.
It's not your fault. None of us expected this, but Redfield definitely killed him.
Everyone exchanges nervous glances.
And how do you feel about that?
I think this is fucked up. Cody was a jerk, but he didn't deserve to die for it. And definitely not like that.
You guys see what this means, right?
It means things are getting even worse. If Redfield's willing to kill for us, there's no telling what else he'll do.
So we put a stop to it, once and for all. We march into those woods, find Mr. Red's house, and...
That's what started this whole mess. The closer we become to him, the stronger he becomes, and clearly he's too strong already.
Seriously, what are we supposed to do against a freaking shadow monster that impales people on trees?
There's gotta be something we can do. I'm not just gonna sit around while people die.
But if he's doing all of this for us, maybe he'll go away if we just ignore him?
Sure, and maybe if we all wish real hard, the clouds will turn into cotton candy. We can't just ignore Mr. Red. We need to understand him like a spirit. It's the only way to get some control over the situation.
You want to control Mr. Red? After what he did?
You got a better idea?
Hold on a second. I think Ava's right. We need to know more. Maybe there is a way to control Mr. Red, or lock him away. We won't know until we look for it.
And while we're looking, more people could die.
Look, we are the ones who are closest to this, so we should do everything we can to find a way to stop Redfield.
But we also must prepare for the ugly truth that there may be nothing we can do. Redfield may simply be too powerful.
Great. Thanks for the pep talk.
What? Did you want me to sugarcoat it? I'm just trying to be honest about our situation.
Funny, it sounds a lot like you're trying to talk yourself out of doing anything.
Hey, nobody's giving up yet. We just gotta figure out.
Save it.
The 5-minute bell rings as Noah shakes his head, taking a step back from the group.
You know, for a second back there, I thought you were all with me. I thought maybe we were finally going to make things right. Guess I was wrong.
He turns, slouching off towards the school building.
Somebody want to go after him?
Nah, let him have his hissy fit.
Looking at each other uncomfortably, the rest of them join the thin crowd of students hurrying through the front doors. But the moment Natasha steps inside, a furious shout pierces the air.
You!
They all turn and see Jocelyn bearing down on them like a missile.
Oh no.
You
killed him. You killed my best friend.
Jocelyn, wait. Natasha didn't.
They both gasp as Jocelyn pushes them aside, then slams her fist into Ava's stomach.
Hey!
What the hell?
Ava crumples to the floor. Andy moves to defend her, but Jocelyn shoves him back.
Whoa!
Get out my way!
Jocelyn looms over Ava with hatred in her eyes.
You killed Cody.
Ava lies on her side, struggling to breathe. Stacy and Lily rush over to her as Lucas and Andy turn to face an enraged Jocelyn.
Oh my god.
Turning, Natasha kneels down next to Ava so that she and Stacy can help her to her feet.
Are you alright?
Just keep that idiot away from me.
Seriously? You are all going to defend her after what she did?
Jocelyn, calm down. Ava wasn't anywhere near Cody when he died.
You think I'm that stupid? I know what she is.
She's our friend. So how about you leave? Before we make you leave.
Jocelyn's hands tighten into shaking fists.
Jocelyn, I'm sorry about Cody.
Don't lie to me. You hated him.
That doesn't mean he deserved to die. Believe me, if there's anything I could have done.
You wanna do something? Get out of my way.
Jocelyn pulls back a fist and explodes toward Natasha. Her danger instincts kick in and she ducks Jocelyn's blow and grabs her by the arm.
Pro tip, if you're gonna sucker punch somebody, don't warn them first.
Alright, so slick, huh?
Jocelyn twists her hips, ripping Natasha off her feet, but Natasha quickly lets go before she's hit by Jocelyn, quickly stepping away.
Jocelyn, stop! Leave Natasha alone!
A crowd begins to form in the hall. Jocelyn moves forward again, but Andy and Lucas grab hold of her arms.
Jocelyn, I know you're upset, but if you don't stop attacking people...
Shut up. I know it was her. I saw what she did at a party.
Ava's eyes widen suddenly, darting around at the other students in the hall.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, You might have everybody else fooled, like it's some little magic trick, but I know the truth.
If that were true, punching me in the gut seems like a pretty dumb idea.
I'm not afraid of you. Go ahead and do something. I dare you.
Jocelyn's eyes flick toward a clock on the wall, as if waiting for something.
Wait a minute. What is she planning?
I said do something.
With a sudden twist, Jocelyn breaks free of Andy and Lucas.
Ah, shit!
Dodging around, Jocelyn shoulder checks Lily aside and grabs Ava by the shoulders, slamming her into the lockers.
Stop!
Let go of her!
Stacy tries to pry Jocelyn's hands off Ava, and the lights flicker once.
No, not here.
Natasha pushes herself up a few feet behind Jocelyn. Natasha grabs Jocelyn by the shoulder, whips her around.
Hey!
Huh?
Natasha's hand whips out, snapping across her cheek with a satisfying crack.
Oh, you little.
Natasha tries to dodge, but Jocelyn quickly whirls, grabbing her by the throat.
Oh no, I'm not letting you slip up my hands right there again.
Ava's eyes blaze, and with a heavy clunk, every locker door falls open at once.
Enough!
A wave of force shoves her back as Jocelyn hurtles across the hall.
Jocelyn!
She smashes into the bulletin board. Students scream and scatter as Ava advances on Jocelyn.
No, wait. This isn't how it's supposed to go.
She looks toward the clock down the hall.
She's supposed to be here by now. She's supposed to...
But Jocelyn's voice strangles to a squeak. Jocelyn clutches at her throat as she slides up the wall, feet flailing, eyes wild.
Oh my god!
Help her!
Stacy and Lucas rush over to Jocelyn, struggling to pull her down. Nearby, Lily sinks to the floor, tears streaming down her face. Andy moves between Ava and Jocelyn. He raises both fists, but his face is conflicted.
I don't know what to do!
You have to step out of it!
Huh?
Ava seems to wake up, and Jocelyn drops to the floor.
I don't... What? Oh no!
Jocelyn? Are you okay?
Jocelyn clutches her throat, coughing on hands and knees, as Stacy and Lucas fall to her side.
Can you stand?
Principal... supposed to be here.
Lily rushes forward, shoving Ava as hard as she can.
You could have killed her! What the hell is wrong with you?
Lily, don't!
Ava looks around, panic mounting as the whispers begin. Ava's head falls forward. At her side, her fists clench. Behind a curtain of swaying, she mumbles something.
Screw this. Screw all of you!
The crowd parts as Ava stomps down the hall, wiping furious tears from her eyes.
Ava, wait!
Natasha starts after her, but Principal Flores comes around the corner, cutting her off.
What is going on out here?
There was a fight, Principal Flores.
You missed everything. You were supposed to be here at 8:30.
And you're supposed to be in class, Miss Wu.
But she...
Principal Flores holds up her hand for quiet, turning to call after Ava.
Miss Cunningham, where do you think you are going?
Anywhere but here.
Miss Cunningham, stop!
Without bothering to look back, Ava holds up her middle finger as she storms out the front doors.
Wow.
As a wave of awed whispers ripples through the halls, Flores turns, fuming.
Stacy and Lily help Jocelyn to the nurse's office. The rest of you get to class.
As Principal Flores shepherds everyone out of the hall, Natasha finds herself lingering at the back of the crowd.
This just keeps getting worse. I have to make it stop.
After school, Natasha walks over to the coffee shop on Main Street. Armed with fresh coffee, Natasha hunches over a notebook, scribbling at the bottom of an already cramped page.
There has to be a way to stop Redfield. Something's staring at me in the face. I just have to figure out what it is.
Natasha's phone chimes, message notifications popping up on her screen. A bell jingles as the door to the cafe opens.
Hey,
Noah, what are you doing here?
looking for you.
He slides into a chair opposite Natasha, leaning forward to look at her notes.
Hates sunlight. Incorporeal form. Can control animals. Are these notes on Mr. Red or Dracula?
Scowling, Natasha snatches her notes away and shoves them into her bag.
You got that the whole coming here alone thing was on purpose, right?
Yeah, I figured that was the case when I saw you sneak out the back door after school and book it down the road. So, why didn't you tell anyone where you were going?
Because someone has to figure out how to stop Mr. Red. And I don't want to risk anyone else.
Huh. Didn't peg you as the martyr type.
It's not like that. I'm just tired of seeing my friends get hurt. And after everything that happened this morning, I think maybe we all need a little time apart anyway.
Noah stares out the front window, tapping his foot on the ground.
I'm sorry, Natasha. I know I can be a real jerk about Mr. Red stuff. It's just, every time I think about him, I get mad about Jane all over again. Then I get pissed at everyone else for not being as mad as I am.
about Jane. Do you want to talk about it?
Not much to talk about. Jane died and you all bailed on me.
I'm sorry I pulled away.
Whatever. We don't have to rehash all that.
No. I'm as guilty as anyone else. I pushed you away, and I let it stay that way for too long. And I'm sorry.
Jeez. Thanks. I appreciate it.
The two of them fall into a long silence as the coffee shop bustles around them. Finally.
What?
Nothing, just... I remembered something funny. I was thinking about this time I ran away and Jane came to rescue me. She always knew how to...
Noah trails off, rubbing his head tiredly.
You probably don't want to hear about that.
No, come on. I want to hear it.
Okay, so like I said, I had just run away.
In the past, Noah's backpack hangs heavy as he hikes deep into the woods, leaving his old life behind.
Okay, time for a snack break.
Noah sets his backpack down on a stump and rummages around for cheesy fish crackers he brought along.
Oh, they got squished. I can't eat these now. This sucks.
Suddenly, Noah hears a twig snap in the underbrush nearby.
Who's there?
Leaves crunch, ferns rustle. Noah pulls his trusty slingshot from his bag.
Stay back.
Noah picks up a pebble and takes aim. Noah's shot sails into the underbrush with a satisfying whish.
Ow! Wait, Jane?
Jane steps into the clearing, angrily rubbing her forehead.
Noah, you know you're not supposed to shoot people with your slingshot anymore. I'm telling.
What are you doing out here?
I came to find you.
But my note said specifically not to.
If you didn't want anyone to come look, why did you leave a note?
I don't know.
Noah sighs and sits down on the stump. Jane comes and sits with Noah.
Noah, why are you running away? Did I do something?
No, it's not you. I heard my mom and dad fighting, and mom said the D word.
What's the D word?
Divorce. It's when parents stop being married, and then I think one of them goes to jail.
Oh.
Jane hugs her knees to her chest, eyes watering. Then her brows furrow.
But how does running away help?
Well, it's not supposed to help.
Then why do it?
I don't know.
Jane stands and plants her hands on her hips.
Well, I think you're being selfish. If you run away, who's gonna walk me home from school? And help me find Gizmo when he gets out of his cage? And eat the crust off my sandwiches?
I don't know. Natasha probably.
Huh? Natasha hates crust.
Well, she does everything else for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
You girls have been doing everything together. You took Natasha to Mr. Red's house before you even told me about it.
Wait, Noah, are you jealous?
Maybe.
Noah, listen to me.
Jane takes Noah by the shoulder and shakes him.
Natasha is my BFF. You're my twin, okay?
Okay.
Jane shakes Noah again, a lot.
Stop being sad.
Okay, quit it.
Noah pokes Jane in the armpit and she jerks away, giggling.
Race you home!
Not if I do this.
She shoves Noah backward over the stump and takes off running. Present day. As Noah finishes his story, the coffee shop seems to get just a little bit warmer.
Anyway, that's it.
That was a cute story.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to think about something besides all this.
But I never knew your parents were having trouble.
Yeah. Dad could be kind of a jerk. And Mom worked a lot. Things were rocky enough back then. After Jane died, they could barely stand to look at each other. Or me.
A tumble of leaves gusts silently past the window, down the street, away.
You want to hear something kinda messed up?
What?
For all the awful things he's done, I have to admit, my life has gotten better since Mr. Red returned. If it wasn't for him, none of you guys would have started to talk to me again. He brought us back together.
Look, I get what you mean, but Redfield's a monster. He's hurt people, and he'll do worse the longer this goes on. No matter how he tries to trick us, we can't forget that what he wants is to drag us into that house and do the same thing he did to Jane. All he wants is power so he can escape. We can't let that happen, and we can't make the same mistakes we made as kids.
Yeah, right. So what do we do?
After a couple hours of fruitless brainstorming, Natasha and Noah part ways.
Hey, don't sweat this. We'll find a way to fix it. Somehow.
Thanks, but I don't know how I'm gonna fix anything when I don't even know what Mr. Red really is, or why he's doing this to us.
I guess all we can do is judge him by his actions. Try to find a pattern.
Yeah, guess so.
Natasha says goodbye and starts home, thoughts spiraling. Unable to sleep, the pre-dawn hours find Natasha in her garden shed, staring at the strange items she's gathered. Luna bats at her head from the table above.
Hey, quit that!
Natasha tugs her into her lap and scratches her belly as she gnaws the end of her thumb. Behind her in her bed, Hilda noses her side.
Hey girl, and how are you two getting along?
Luna swipes angrily at Hilda's nose. Hilda licks Luna's entire face.
You two are adorable.
Suddenly, Luna's ears perk up at the sound of wings as Daffy flutters in through the rafters.
There you are.
Luna struggles to escape Natasha's arms and goes after Daffy. She pushes her between Hilda's paws.
Hilda, watch this little helium for me, will you?
Hilda thwumps her head down on top of Luna, who struggles briefly, then falls asleep. Natasha approaches Daffy's nest.
I was wondering where you got into. I'm glad you're feeling well enough to fly.
As Natasha gets closer, she notices Daffy doesn't seem as jumpy around her now, and she sees something crumpled in his nest.
Is that? It's another one of those letters. This is getting really weird.
Daffy's head twitches back and forth, his expression inscrutable. Natasha eyes the letter.
I might be able to reach inside and grab it. Please don't peck me. Please don't peck me.
Natasha plunges her hand in and snatches the letter.
Got it.
Natasha smooths out the page and reads it.
Dear Evie, sleep comes scantily of late. My boarding house bed tempts with crawling creatures and ill dreams. Night after night, I find myself drawn, and knowing not why, ever deeper into these Trinic woods, as terrifying as they are beautiful. So it was that this past Sunday, one such walk brought me before a terrifying rite. In a break-in cove I spied 13 hooded figures, genuflecting before some golden beast of dirt and stone. A sacrament? A summoning? It is hard to say, but if the power that grips this town is some fell eidolon, I sense I have discovered its clergy. I must find a way into their ranks.
So this Filleus guy discovered some kind of cult in the woods, and they're trying to raise some kind of monster. But what does that mean? I have to put a stop to all this, Daffy. But how can I stop it when I barely understand it?
Suddenly, Natasha hears a voice again.
Gifts purify, understand.
She snaps back to reality.
What?
Natasha reaches into her pocket and pulls out.
I haven't seen this whistle in 10 years. And suddenly it turns up in the woods? That can't be a coincidence. If that voice is saying what I think it's saying. Gift. Wait a minute.
Hands shaking, Natasha sends a text to Noah. Natasha's phone buzzes loudly as Noah tries to call Natasha, but she presses ignore, jamming the phone into her pocket.
I hope I'm right about this, but just in case I'm not... Come on, let's go, girl.
She jumps to her feet, following out of the shed and toward the tree line.
It's time for a little chat with an old friend.
The branches overhead seem to swallow the sky as they stride deep into the forest.
Okay, this ought to be far enough.
All around, the forest shudders with chill winds and the cries of shrieking crows. There's a strange energy in the air. At Natasha's side, Hilda sniffs suspiciously at the air. Natasha's instincts active as she feels the bad presence getting closer.
I feel it too. He's close.
Natasha grips the wired bat tightly.
Alright, let's do it.
Natasha plants her feet, heart racing, breath white in the autumn air, as she clears her throat and says,
Mr. Red, come out to play.
Natasha's whispered words disappear the instant she says them, and then everything goes silent as a slow fog rolls in.
Here we go.
Hilda bristles, growling softly at something in the distance. Natasha scans the space between trees, staring into the darkness, and spots a shadowy figure staring back. Natasha's blood goes cold. She struggles to speak, voice shaking.
Come out! I want to talk.
Redfield steps forward, and Natasha feels a dizzying lurch as the distance between them stretches, snaps, and contracts. And suddenly, there he is, standing right in front of her, just a little too close. Hilda's growl grows to a threatening snarl. Natasha reaches down, stroking her ears.
Easy, girl. Easy.
Natasha swallows nervously, staring into Redfield's eyes. When she speaks, her voice is shaking.
You want to be friends, right? That's why you've been doing all this. Why you've been visiting us? Giving us gifts?
Natasha pulls the whistle from around her neck and holds it up for him to see. His eyes blaze like burning neon and his body shifts excitedly.
Yes, gifts, friends.
He reaches toward Natasha with a frightening eagerness, but freezes when her voice grows firm.
No, Mr. Red. I know you're trying to help, but we don't want your gifts. Maybe you don't understand, but the things you're doing, they're wrong. They're scaring us. We can't accept it. You have to stop this.
Natasha holds the whistle forward. It dangles from the chain, jingling in her shaking grasp.
Please, stop giving us gifts. We don't want this.
Redfield plucks the whistle from her grasp, cocking his head in confusion.
Stop gifting.
Yes, and then just leave us alone. Please.
Mr. Red clutches the whistle to his chest, his body curling around it. His pained keening splits the air as, slowly, he dissolves into wisps of black smoke, blowing away on the wind. Natasha lets out a long breath, feeling suddenly lightheaded.
I did it? He's gone?
Natasha was about to turn back home when she comes face to face with a creature of boiling shadow. He grabs hold of Natasha, his touch burning and freezing her skin as angry flames howl from his skull-like face.